Hey, friends. Welcome to Love in the Time of Quarterbacks for week 14 of the NFL season. I apologize, I haven't done recaps the last few weeks. It's been a bit tight. I got hosed when we were away, and our Wi Fi was bad, and then I just been getting smashed. We've had just been a very busy time. My wife's been ill, so I've been looking after the boy. But I had a nice winning week last week. We were 4-1. Hope you guys are following me on Twitter because I have given out a few winners in the last few weeks on the official plays. So last week we were 4-1 plus 1.87 units. Over the last 3 weeks where I haven't done recaps, we've been 9-6, but only plus 1.01 units. Because we've had a couple of larger losses on the larger unit plays. So I'm going to get right into this week. I hope you guys are following me because I did give out an official teaser on Thursday. I loved that Pittsburgh moved to plus 3.5, so I was able to move the teaser with the 7-pointer to plus 10.5. Never in doubt, even when it was 29-0. Truthfully, the Vikings are a bad second half team, so I might have thought it was probably dead, but I hadn't given up all hope because I thought Pittsburgh was a live second half team for sure. So the other half of that was the LA Chargers, moving them from -10 to -3. They're playing the Giants. The Giants are bad. They might be starting Jake Fromm. Everybody's hurt, banged up. Tony's banged up. Galladay's banged up. I'm not even 100% sure who's playing for them, but they're a banged up unit. They're not a very good team, so I think that the Chargers are going to easily carry the 3 there. So that's the other half of that. I have 2 sides this week. The first one is I'm going to hold my nose and take the Carolina Panthers -2.5 simply because I just think Atlanta's very bad. I think that Carolina's had a week to prepare for this. I think Miami was a terrible matchup for Cam. I think Atlanta is an excellent matchup for Cam, so he's not going to go 5 for 21. He's going to be able to run the ball a lot more. I think they're going to run like crazy. I think Hubbard is an amazing DFS play this week. Not that I do DFS or anything like that or give options on that, but every once in a while, if I see an edge like that, I'll let you know. I worry about DJ Moore in my fantasy league, but I also started Cam over Ben Roethlisberger this week, so I feel like an idiot because Ben actually had a phenomenal second half. The first half, I'm laughing. I'm like, I made the right decision. I'm so smart. But hopefully this matchup for Cam will be good. Hopefully he can get himself 60 to 70 rushing yards, maybe a rushing TD, maybe a couple passing TDs, and he can get close to Ben, and I can make the playoffs because I'm skin of my teeth right now. Anywho, you don't care about that. Atlanta's bad. If you look at all of the metrics, there has been no quarterback in the NFL who has been put in a worse situation as far as the opportunities he's been given by his team and offensive line than Matt Ryan. He literally, of all the starting quarterbacks, has been graded as being put in the worst situation. Number 2 is Tua. He's been pretty successful. Just going to throw that out there. I still think Matty Ice is a pretty decent quarterback, and I think if he was in a better situation. But they still have no Calvin Ridley. Kyle Pitts has been good, but basically teams just double him. And if Cordell Patterson doesn't go off for, 180 all-purpose yards, I don't think they have a chance to win any games. So I think Carolina's probably going to win this. It's a home game for them. They're off the bye. They should be better. You're going to get some boost because the team is going to, anytime there's a coaching change, usually a team has a boost. And it wasn't a head coach. It was just an OC. Super shocking Brady was interviewing for head coaching jobs, and now all of a sudden he's out of a job. But anyways, I like Carolina here, -2.5 for 1 unit. You can get it currently plus 105 at 5 dimes. So take that at plus money. I like it. The next one I'm playing, and again, I'm holding my nose a lot this week, if I'm being honest, is I'm taking the Detroit Lions plus 10.5 at Denver. The Lions just are a scrappy team. They just stay in games. I don't think Denver should be favored by 10 points over anybody in the league at all. I don't know, maybe Houston, but Detroit's better than Houston. Detroit's probably better than Jacksonville too right now. They've been a really scrappy team. You can tell that these guys fight for Campbell. So I think more than double digits is a pretty aggressive number. So I'm taking Detroit plus 10.5 for a unit. And I'm going to hold my nose while I do it. You can get that at even money at Pinnacle right now. So again, I would run and jump on that. And lastly, I'm playing another 7-point teaser. This is a 3-leg teaser. The Chargers line has actually moved to 9.5, so I was able to get it down to -2.5, which I just think is, a virtual lock. I mean, they win that by a field goal, you cover, right? So I'm also taking Seattle, moving them to -1.5. They're at Houston. As I said, I think Houston's the worst team in the NFL. I think they're considerably worse than Detroit has been. I think they have 2 bad quarterbacks, and I honestly just don't think that. I think Houston is trending in the right direction. The funny thing is San Francisco was actually the right side last week, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, Seattle ended up, winning that game. But I do think San Francisco, at the end of the day, might have been the right side last week. But, the right side doesn't always cover. And for us, Seattle covered and won, and things worked out really nicely for us. So I'm going to roll with them again. Russell Wilson looked better. He'll look better this week. I just don't see any possible reason how Houston can win this game. So if you give me Seattle -1.5, I'm going to take it all day. And the last one is a number I wouldn't typically recommend. I am taking the New York Jets. They're currently at +5.5. I'm moving it to +12.5. They're playing New Orleans. They're hosting New Orleans. The New Orleans offense is bad. It's very, very bad. It doesn't matter who's behind center right now. It's bad. I believe it's supposed to be Simeon this week. But he's a bad quarterback. I know the Jets aren't good and their defense is bad, but they've been able to put up some points. I also know the New Orleans offense is good. I just think this game is going to be very low scoring. So if I can get myself 12.5 points, I'm going to do that. Again, I don't love it because I'm only moving through 6 and 7. And it's not a typical teaser number I would play. I just think in this particular situation, it could be one of those things where, the Saints are up 13 or whatever, and the Jets score a late touchdown that's meaningless or something like that, and they only end up losing by 6, right? So, I just think the Jets have been scrappier. I think that they're, and a lot of this is predicated on New Orleans offense being atrocious. So unless they can go off something crazy, which I don't think is reasonable, I think giving yourself 12.5 points is something you're going to do all day. So to repeat everything, I had the teaser that I already played, which is Pittsburgh 10.5, combined with the Chargers -3. The plays today that I've added are Carolina -2.5, +105 at 5 dimes for a unit, Detroit +10.5, even money at Pinnacle for a unit, and a 7-point teaser for 2 units of moving the Chargers to -2.5, Seattle to -1.5, and the New York Jets to +12.5. Usual disclaimers, guys. Make sure you're being safe. Make sure you're being smart. Don't gamble with money you can't afford to lose. Don't come off your thing. Don't chase losses. Don't do any of that kind of silly stuff. There's a ton of options out there if you are, having gambling issues. And as always, stay away from Barstool Sportsbook. They're criminals. They're awful human beings. Portnoy is legitimately one of the worst human beings on the planet. He's a liar. He's a fake. He's such a phony. He's human garbage. So stay away. Otherwise, guys, run great this week. The other obvious bet is I will bet you my entire bankroll that the Miami Dolphins can't lose this week or won't lose this week. 5 in a row, baby. Fins up.